Hi Sagittarius, welcome back. Sagittarius, this is going to be your spiritual tarot reading and we're going to get straight into it, okay? When I was meditating and still, as I speak, I don't know if you guys can see it, zoom in on that. I have goosebumps and my hair on my arms is standing straight up. And I just finished 2 readings prior to this when that was not the case. I felt normal. The room was warm. I go to sit in the Sagittarian energy and it's like all of a sudden all of my spidey senses are going crazy. So some of you, it's like you definitely have a presence about you, or some of you have an actual presence around you, whether that be a guide or an angel or a family friend member or someone you love that has passed on, that is trying to show themselves through this reading, or maybe show themselves to you. And I feel like Sagittarius, you might even be aware of this. You might also get cold sensations or like goosebumps, or maybe a similar reaction as what I've gotten. Others of you, it's more of not so much a physical sensation, but just an awareness, right? It's like going about your day and then just being like having this awareness of a presence around you, Sagittarius. And, you know, some of you, if you're not, say, in tune or intuitive, you might poo-poo it. You might like think that you see someone out of the corner of your eye and then be like, oh, it's just my mind playing tricks on me, or just shadows or whatever, you know. But I feel like for the majority of the Sagittariuses that are going to be drawn to watch this, you are intuitive. You either have gifts that you're already aware of, or you're in the process of developing them, and you're getting like downloads and you're becoming more aware, like having more of an awareness, or you have an awareness of spirit, okay? For some of you, it's like an awakening energy. Some of you are already awake to this, but some of you are in the transitionary process. And I feel like I'm getting a wide range of Sages, all the way from the very skeptical and doubtful to those that are completely in tune. But no matter where you fall on this range, I feel like each of you is going to have some sort of growth or trajectory upwards in the energy when it comes to being able to have that extra sensory vibe available to you. Like, it's great that we have the sense of smell and taste and touch and sight, but there is so much of this universe that is unseen, and energy is unseen, that has to be felt out with other senses, okay? And so when people are ready in their evolution to become heightened or become more aware of those additional senses, is when that awareness starts to come in. And it could come in the form of just having a sense about things, and having a sense about people, or making sense of some things that are happening around you or to you. But I feel like there's a heightening going on in the Sagittarius energy, as evidenced by my hair, like literally standing up. So, I'm like so excited to do this reading. I don't mean to be a little extra. But I'm like, when I couldn't even really concentrate in the meditation, because even when I was meditating, I could feel, I could physically feel the sensation in my entire body, from my toes to the top of my head, this tingling sensation, a presence. And so I was like, what is going on here? Okay, so let's see what we have going on then, and get some cards out, get a little bit more specific for you to see why this is coming in and where this is headed. Okay, so Sagittarius, overall energy is, oh gosh, I knew the psychic card would come out, the numinous. And what else came out? Complexity and Venus, which is the card of love. So, the numinous is about psychic abilities, ESP, intuition, the unknown, the unknowable, the unmeasurable, that of which we know exists, but we have no way to measure it. It's kind of like this, right? We all have thoughts and thought patterns, and medical science has come a long way, right? Because now you can kind of scan the energy of a body by doing EKGs and MRIs, and we have philosophy and psychology that study the mental process, but the one thing that they cannot test or haven't really found the origination of is consciousness. And although we can measure thought patterns and we can see when there's dysfunction in thought patterns, figuring out where the energy originates from is a totally different story. Consciousness. Immeasurable, your thoughts, they exist, right? But you can't see them, you can't taste them, you can't touch them, you can't feel them, but you hear them. Yeah, you know that they're there. So it's a reality that you can't necessarily prove to another, yet it's an accepted truth. Okay, so I don't mean to get all ethereal with you, Sagittarius, but it's like that part of your life coming into focus, the unknown, but yet it's the truth, like that's why we get that intuitive piece of us as we grow in our spiritual expansion. And so some of you are just really in that energy right now, or you're coming into that energy of this inner knowing. Okay, this inner knowing, you can't prove it, you can't see it, but you know it, that type of energy. And it could be because there's some sort of complex situation going on the surface or within the 3D that maybe doesn't line up or doesn't make sense, but it's like Spirit's wanting you to hone in on that sixth sense, right? To figure this out, to feel it out with the use of your intuition, but also by calling on your guides, by calling on your universal assistance and universal support. And I do feel this is around the area of love, whether that be with another person or loving yourself, because Venus is showing itself. So this card is about love and harmony and romance, and also luxury and pleasure. So it's like, they gave me the song, Pleasure Principle. Oh. That's Janet Jackson. Anyways, it's like you getting stuck in the 3D senses, or not honoring your intuition, or maybe overthinking something without pulling in the resources of your guides, is blocking you from truly enjoying life to the heightened degree that you could enjoy it. It's like when you pull on board Source and you're allowing the Source, God, whatever you call it, to run through you and to you, everything feels good. It's called alignment. It's like the sun has never been so beautiful. The food never tastes so good. The company is so enjoyable. Like everything feels enjoyable. And some of you have had joy in your life, but not to that heightened degree that you could have it if you were to release this need for everything to make sense, for this need to see it before you believe it, from this blockage of confusion that you have going on. And it could be that you're very intuitive, but you kind of got sucked into the ego or the 3D because there was like a complex situation going on in your life that kind of pulled you out of alignment. But this energy is saying, if that's you, then it's time to come back into alignment, Sagittarius. And it's like, I feel like I don't just have my guides here. I feel like I have the collective Sagittarian guides. Like my room is full right now. I would not be surprised if there's orbs that show up in this reading. Like, I feel like I have an army behind me. And I know that I have two very specific guides, but I think the reason the energy is so like it is because there is like all of your stuff showing up here, like all of the people that are tuning in, your energetic guides showing up in the background. Like, we are here, we are here, we are here, we are here. They're giving me Horton Hears a Who. as a reference point. So if you've ever seen the movie Horton Hears a Who, or read the book, Dr. Seuss, who was actually a very awake individual. We won't get into that, but it's about, you know, he finds a speck on a dandelion, and on that speck is an entire planet of living beings, and it's like a world within a world within a world, and it's a very expansive lesson in that movie. So look it up if you haven't seen it, but I'm sure you've seen it. But that's what they're showing me, is like your knowledge of something is but a speck, and from your spirit's perspective, it's like they can see the totality where you can only see the focal point. And so they're wanting you to acknowledge at least at minimal that you're intuitive if you haven't yet, or there's some sort of acknowledgement coming in if you've been asking for a sign that yes, we are here, and it's plural, we, not I, so there's many. I felt like saying, and that's your reading, good night. No. Let's get some more cards out. But like, for real, they're giving me Winnie the Pooh now. I have no idea why I'm getting like Disney references. But yeah, anyways, so Two of Wands, you have progression here. Progression. So it's like, yeah, some of you are progressing in your abilities, okay? And your ability to know the unknown and to kind of get out of your own way. When it comes to doubting oneself or doubting where you're headed, some of you are right now at kind of a crossroads, like this pivoting point where you're going to need to make a decision over the next 3 to 6 months is what they gave me, when it comes to like the direction something is headed. And it could be involving your love life as well. And if it seems overcomplicated right now, it's because you're not calling on your resources. And I can't tell you how bad that your resources, your guides want to come through for you, because they are here with me. So I feel like blessed right now to have all of this support around me, and like I feel like getting emotional. It's that sense, Sagittarius, of feeling blessed, you know, and calling your blessings into you as well. That's going to help you to progress in the energy. And it's like, you know, where, you know, like when you read about like self-help books or self-love, and you could read all these beautiful words about like you're protected and you're divine, and you may even hear me say it, but unless you genuinely feel that, you can't even imagine or begin to call it into you. So it's like genuinely feeling deserving and heard and cared for and protected, genuinely becoming aware of that, like an awareness coming in about that, and it's a blessing. It's a blessing to know that you're never really alone, you know. And I don't know why I'm getting so emotional with this reading, but it's like, you know, some of you have had some periods of time, or maybe even during this time frame, where it just feels like maybe you are not loved, but really it's because you're not allowing yourself to be open to feeling the love that is always available to you through Source, God, whatever you call it, through your higher self. And it's like, once you open that floodgate of being like, you know what, I do believe that I am cared for and loved, and just by changing your mindset, it like floods in, and I think you get like a physical reaction from it. Like, you know, I know when I'm in receptive mode, Sagittarius, I feel it. Like, I physically feel it. You don't even have to tell me what's up. You know what I'm saying? Like, when I sit into a meditation and I practice that, and I open myself up energetically, I can literally feel the emotions of joy and love come through, and it clears out the energy. It's like opening a little valve, you know, like that. It's like being open to it is all that you need to do to call it into you. Just being open to it. And some of you are not just being open to that, but being open to others is also what's going to call that into you, right? So there's this sense of achievement coming in as well, is what they're giving me. And it's making you feel connected again. And oh my gosh, I just noticed this. Look at this card. Can you see it? Can you see all the eyeballs in it? The third eye showing up here. Yeah, it's like a third eye awakening. And then all of this like love and joy streaming through, okay? And it's helping you to kind of walk away from this very complicated, frustrating vibe that you have been, that's been blocking you, and to go into a more harmonious, open energy, which is actually calling forth cooperation in others as well in your environment. So it's really beautiful Sagittarius energy to be in. So let's see the emotional space. Nine of Wands, Queen of Discs, the Four of Swords. There's that meditation energy. The Star. So this is falling in your emotions. The Star is a highly intuitive energy. Some of you have Aquarius in your chart, be dealing with one possibly. But either way, it's like the sense of connection, the sense of healing coming through the heart space. And also lowering your defenses or giving up the need to figure something out by utilizing your logic, and instead kind of giving it up to the universe and letting your intuition take over. You know, it's like the Sagittarius. Our egoic brain is great at creating problems, but not so great at creating solutions. In fact, solutions come from the higher self. It's like our egos create all the problems and the contrast, and our higher self brings in all of the loving light energy and the solutions. And if you've got a good balance between your ego and your soul, it flows quite nicely in your life, right? But if you're too bound in the ego and you're not connected necessarily with your higher self, those are the people that live really complicated, overly complicated, unnecessarily complicated lives, because they're not calling on their higher resource. That could go vice versa. Some people get so into the higher self that they lose touch with reality and practicality. So it's this fine attunement, this fine balance, right, between the soul and the ego, the higher self and the lower self, and coming into some sort of balance with that is what's like literally guiding you in the next direction. That's literally healing you inside and out. And it's like this sense of giving up trying to figure out something with the ego, like literally releasing it, and then the higher self then can pick that up and then stream to you the solution. And if you're in receiving mode, whether that be through clearing your mind, sitting in silence, or actually meditating, you will hear quite literally the answers, or you'll get images of it. Or when you awake from the meditation, you'll just be naturally drawn to it in the environment. And it's like life-changing, you know, or it's like it's bringing like an awareness to you. You know, it's like, I can't even keep describing this. It's, some of you already know what's up. You know you're intuitive, you've been following your intuition, but you're getting like an upgrade. You know, like when you get your cell phone upgraded, you're getting like a spiritual upgrade right now. So Emotionally, it's like letting something go here or giving up the struggle. Just like taking it one day at a time, keeping your energy clear, keeping your focus clear, and then the solution arriving without much effort, you know. Yeah, sorry, I mean, my nose is itching all of a sudden. Anyways, let's go into the bigger spiritual picture and see what that says. Prince of Discs, Ten of Cups, the Emperor. Oh my gosh, the Queen of Cups. This is your intuitive self. Some of you might have water in your chart, be dealing with a water sign. But Sagittarius, first of all, grounding your energy as well, okay? So staying, like I said, you don't want to go 2 in the 5D, 2 in the higher self that you float away, okay, or become delusional or unrealistic. And unfortunately, some people do take it to that degree. They're saying stay grounded, stay balanced between the higher self and the lower self, and let them work in tandem as a team. There's an offer being presented here that's going to allow you to feel more in control, and also listening to your intuition and acknowledging your guidance is going to give you such deep insight. It's like having insider information. It's like knowing something that no one else knows, you know. And sometimes as an intuit myself, I kind of feel like when I'm out in the world, you know, and I'm dealing with other people, there's like a deeper knowing about that person without them having to tell me, or a deeper understanding of a situation without me needing all of the information, you know. So I feel like this is you embodying that energy, Sagittarius, of this deeper knowing, okay, coming through, and that is like quite literally the answer to your prayers, and this emotional fulfillment coming in, and it's like cheers to you, like the spirit world all lining up here to say cheers to you. Yes, and this guy is holding literally in this deck a crystal ball that has the third eye opening on it. So it's like some of you have an opportunity coming your way, and you already know, you know, you've already gotten information or downloads, insider information about it. Like you're privy to knowing things before they occur, or during this time frame, you somehow get insider information. And so like you see something coming your way that, and it's like getting happy about it before it even shows itself to you in the environment. And it's allowing you to get more confident in who you are, but also more confident in this understanding that you can trust. You can trust oneself. You can trust the universe, you know, that it will deliver exactly what it is that you've asked for when you are open to it. So some of you dabbled with this in the past, but you weren't necessarily ready or open to it. And now I feel this heightened sense coming in for Sagittarius, where you are more open to it now than you've ever been. And then you're getting some sort of insight or insider knowledge, is the phrase they keep giving me, insider information. And it's kind of like bringing you exactly what you want. First, it's gonna come through the wave of emotion. Just feeling, you might just notice you're just feeling different, and you're not even really sure why. And then it's like kind of getting the information from your higher self, and then actually seeing it show up in the external environment like that. It's an awareness, a sixth sense, a spidey sense. And then I feel like whenever this occurs, Sagittarius, you're going to be like dumbfounded or Some of you are masters, so you won't be dumbfounded, but you will be validated. So, this is saying, clinging to the past and change, needing to, see this person's head is stuck in a box. It's like needing to unclutter your mind in order to receive what it is that I am receiving right now. And you do that by letting go of the past and the way you think, the way you thought things should have been. That was important. And then change. Bam. Here comes change. Here comes change. Here comes change. I absolutely love this reading. Okay, so let's get some guidance. Sagittarius. Have fun. Okay. And stay connected. All right, so let me read these to you. I'll read this one first. Have fun. Stop. When was the last time you had fun? When was the last time you took a chance and did something silly, something totally unlike you, something just for the joy of it? It's long overdue for you to let go of your analytical mind. That's what this card represents, the analytical mind. To let go of your analytical mind and give yourself and your soul permission to have fun. See how this person's ego is acknowledging the higher self there? All right, so then this one says, stay connected. We're all born connected to spirit, often known as the divine source. Yet many of us have a tendency to pull away from that connection as we journey through life in the physical world. Now is an important time to reconnect to the source. I couldn't make that up if I wanted to. That card perfectly says everything that this entire reading was about. I just love tarot. So, okay. Wow. I'm going to leave it there for now. Sagittarius, zodiac signs you could be dealing with. I have Leo, I have Pisces, I have Aries, I have Virgo and Aquarius. Could be Cancer, Scorpio energy as well here. But take what resonates, leave what doesn't. And if it did resonate, please do let me know in the comments down below. Also, don't forget to give me a like, share, and subscribe if you haven't yet. You can find me on Facebook and Instagram for more fun stuff as I do go live there as well. All of that linked below, as well as in the About section of my YouTube, where you can also find the donation link. For those of you who'd like to donate to the channel, you can do so there. Either way, I am wishing you the very, very best, Sagittarius. And until next time, my friends. Namaste. Bye.